Welcome, and here we're looking at gold on the daily chart, and the reason for this is, well, you already know that we're in a third wave. The sort of confirmation on a third wave comes when it breaks out of the trend channel like it is here at the moment through this little channel through here. But we're also obviously, keeping in mind that this 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 that we're looking at for wave C or 4 is just part of a larger ABC correction. So when we have a look at the weekly chart here, we've got the A wave, the B wave in 3, and we're looking for 5 waves in the C wave through to here. So you can see that we're basically halfway through over halfway through the process, because we're in that week there was the center of the third wave. So the rest of it over here would be much the same as the wave 1 and 2s in here, so to speak. Well, that said, here there is another wave count as well, which is on the website, which sort of terminates the gold market right here. But for the morning report here, we'll just stay with the bullish count here, and this is how we're viewing it here: up for 1, the A, the B, and the C for the 2, up for 1, back for 2 here, and then the third wave up here. Now, the third wave here will have 5 waves in it: the 1, the 2, the 3, the 4, and the 5, which is, I don't think it's complete just yet. So let's just go in and have a look at that there. It's reacted to the top of group 1 here. So I'm looking at it as a wave 4 here. With that being the case, we're still looking for one more push up through here. And one of the reasons for that, I mean, this does look quite bearish through here, so it does present a good case for an A and a B and a C to move down further and retest here. But when I look at silver, I'm just going to flick over to silver for a moment. Looking at its structure up through here, it's pushed up a bit high now. We've got that 3-wave structure there. See this little structure here? So that's why I'm thinking that this has got, because of that 3-wave structure, we've got a new high to be made here for the third wave of this degree, then a fourth and a fifth. So basically working across the 2200 here, and that would be going back to gold now and drilling in here a little bit further. I mean, there is a good case for this to create an impulse wave down through to here, but I can still count this in 3 waves coming down through to here as well, in terms of five waves to here, and to here. So an A and a B and a C. So this can certainly be impulsive to the upside here. It just needs a bit more development time through here. So still positive, and the US dollar is still it's weaker, so that's good. The copper market is much the same as well. In this particular case, we've only got 3 waves up from this bounce off this low here, but it's for me, it's just working its way through the 330 here. So we just need to give it a little bit of time, in time that, the arrival at this level, the reaction, then looking for support, and then building the case to create the first high to the upside there. So just drilling into that here. We seem to be on our way here to the upside. We can see that from wave 3. I'm not quite sure if this is a wave, what degree of structure this is in just yet, this wave 3 or this wave 3. Not that it matters that much, because we're still looking at it as the arrival, the reaction, developing support, and then moving further to the upside. So if that's the case, we will be seeing this in its own way move further up through here, then a larger ABC across here, and then further up through here. But it's not that we trade this market that much, which of course you can, but we just use it to keep an eye on the resource sector, which at the moment is leading higher, so all positive there. And the oil market too is moving up quite nicely. So we've had this circle here. The lower end of it's the 50% retracement level, and the above end is a 61.8, and that comes from this particular move coming down through here. Now, in this moving up through here, Let's just pull this apart a little bit. Now, I just want to go over to Brent for one moment, if that's all right, because we were looking at this. If yes, we're looking at this. Contracts changed here a bit. That's a bit strange. I have to double check on that, but I could still see that yesterday we were talking about this here being corrective here, and this had further to move to the upside, and that's doing that at the moment. So we can expect a high to come in here. I'm not sure if this is the 5 waves to here to make wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, 4, and 5 here, but up here somewhere we should see an A and a B and a C come back here, and a pattern like this before we go too much higher. This is the classic trading levels pattern: the arrival, the reaction, the first high above the level, a corrective move, and then moving up from that point. And we could count it up for 1, back for 2, 3, 4, and 5 here, and count 5 little waves in through here as well. Not that it matters that much, but also what I want to do with this one here, I've sort of relabeled this one a little bit too. So from this low down here, it counts quite nicely as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We always knew that, but calling that in as wave 1 and this wave 2 here, and calling this in as wave 3, because one of the reasons for that too is I can see that the market's expanding to the upside. So these price movements within here, in this section here, are much bigger than the price movements in here, aren't they? So we're getting more activity, larger internal structures. So that's why I've labeled it a 5-wave structure, but basically up for 1 here, back for 2 here, then 5 waves here for wave 3, then back for 4, and then looking for wave 5 up through to here. Now, I could take the wave 4 from this point here or this point here. It seems to have a better fit from here. So if that's the case, we can call this wave 1, wave 2 here, and this has moved up quite strongly since I've been writing the report here. So that's good to see, because it really sort of validates my thinking on this being the 3rd wave up here, then the 4th, and then the 5th. So this little guy over here, we can move over here, and this one up through here, and we can start bringing these up here, 1 to here, 2 to here, 3 up through here, a 4 here. So I'll be working across the 103 here, and then the 5 up through here. That's what we're looking for up there. Don't worry about that 2 there. Yeah, then a 4th and a 5th. So I've like gold, and oil here in the day ahead report, we've been running to the upside. So we'll continue to do that. The soybean market, just looking at it on the weekly chart here, we've already sort of confirmed that we've got a bullish move occurring. And if you know anything about patterns and levels and things, you can just see that this is, this wants to go up. What we're trying to figure out is the top of this little run through here. So in terms of, the 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 here, and then getting the A, the B, and the C. It's kind of running with the indices, and we're still looking for the high in the indices. We've still got another day in the indices as well before they find the top of their little structure. So this is it on the daily chart here. So like the indices, I've had to extend it out, still looking for wave 1 here. That brings the current price up here, brings the 61.8 retracement level back at the 1300 now. So that's something. But, excuse me, I still want to keep the stop. If you've been following this, we've basically been saying buy every 10 points all the way up through here, and keeping the stop, under the 1272 here. And we can lift the stop up to 1283 or something now, but 1286. But, we don't want to bring the stops up too much, because, at some point we'll get, in a day or two, we could get this, this ABC correction, and we don't know how far it's going to spike down. So we don't want to lose our orders through here. And it could just continue right up, because we're in this orange wave 2 here, so we're in orange wave 3 here, that's just minor degree, and then we've got wave 1, 2, and we're in wave 3 of minute degree, and we're sort of working out if we're, in this wave here. So we're looking at the third of the third of the third. So it's really going to take off. So that's why we just keep on buying every 10 points. And our target is way up here at the 15, probably even higher. So just on the intraday level here, from the low here, I've got to kind of count it like this. I should have realized yesterday or the day before, because we only had 3 waves up here, and I was always taking the conservative view of like protecting our stops, so to speak, and looking at this as being a B wave up here and a C wave coming back down through to here. But in hindsight, as always, it's much easier. But the 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and this is not finished yet because I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to be up at the 1372 here. The other point here too, as you can notice, is that I've also got an alternative count with wave 1 here at the top of wave 3 here, and that makes this wave 2 into here, and that fits kind of nice as well. But I'll just leave it for the time being as here. But I also want you to note as well is that the little 1, 2s and little structures in here are quite small, and you can see that they're getting larger here. So what we're looking at here is a trend that's expanding in terms of trends and corrections of various degrees, but it is expanding. So we'll continue to add every 10 points, and if you don't have a lot of money to keep it small, just get one contract per 10 points or whatever, and build up from that point, because we need a good correction in the market here so we can bring the stops up under it. We could bring the stops up under this point to here, but we just got to get past this last 5 waves here to see if we've got this ABC back into here. So we'll keep our stops out of trouble out of here, perhaps this will just blast all its way up to the 1400 here, but it is following stock, and we are expecting the stock to top out in the next session or two. So expect it. We need to expect it from this point here. The wheat is looking good. However, the weekly now, it's Wednesday now, Monday, Tuesday. Let's see. If for a trend to be a trend, we want to see the range is expanding, and we want to see the volume expanding to the upside. If that doesn't occur, then we know that that there's some profit taking going on, and perhaps even sellers moving out. Moving in. We can determine if it is just profit taking, because any down movements will be on lower volume, and any true sellers in there will be lower on higher volume. But as it goes, we've made new highs above the 600 now, which is just great. So we're still positive, and we're going to be trading long. The other thing I wanted to point out here too is that with the wheat and the corn, we're running 2 strategies, but one of them is the weekly robo method. But as this eventuates and moves up here, if we've got it right, if I know that we've got the trend right, we'll probably move into monthly robos on this as well. So the weekly will become monthly. We'll continue to add using weeklies, but the monthly will be there for our stop losses. And in that regard of switching over to monthly, it would be once we understood that we've actually got a 5-wave structure up. As you can see, we've only got 3 waves up here so far. So we need to see, that nice 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then we'll get an ABC, which you're going to have to navigate. So we're going to keep the stops well away from the situation as well of being stopped out, because we really want to go for the longer term here if we got it right. And what I'm talking about here is if we can just bring in the picture here, but you probably already know this, we're basically looking for this high to be taken out up here. So it's a pretty serious trade, and if we've nailed it right at the bottom here, small little hiccups in here will seem trivial at the time. So but we're just going to work our way through it, keep the positions really small, and whatever positions we can get in there and afford to get in there, then having a little bit of pocket money in here before we get into the real third wave price action over here will become very valuable in terms of giving us a bit of space to build and to keep stops out of the way and so forth. So it is really tricky building into a long-term trend, you know, so very small positions and keeping the stop well away. Okay, the corn market is pretty much the same as well. They'll sort of follow each other. The weekly robo's going quite nicely through here. Our stops are under here at the moment for this here. And we'll be looking to add on top of the 40-50 here as well through here. But once again, the same sort of structure that wheat has got to the upside here. But I've been, you know, half glass full positive on this strong move straight from here. And this has really ignited the rest of it. But at the same time, this can be an A and a B and a C wave and terminate up through here as well. So we need to be mindful of that. But we're still looking for, you know, that 5-wave structure to the upside. So let's see what the stocks bring us and the US dollar bring us. Now, the orange juice is showing a bit of weakness. And I can't call this is the alternative count that we've had here as a larger A, B and C. Now I can't call this in just yet because the 142 would have to become the retested resistance in here, and we've got this trend line here as well. It's got a bit of meaning to it, I guess. So I can't call this in here, but I just want to make people aware that that this is a possibility, because the other part of the coin is that you know, if you've got positions below the 140 and above the 140, you may be able to hold out for this wave C here of wave 2 here anyway, you know, or reduce your position by 50%, but don't take any action just yet because we can't confirm this is the actual case. This can be the low here with a little 5-wave, with a little basically up for wave 1, back for wave 2, then up for wave 1 of the next degree smaller, then an A and a B and a C with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here, terminating right here on this low here. So all can be well from here, and I'm just hitting the panic button, but not so much, but we're just exploring what can be and what we can do about it and whatnot. So hopefully it moves in line with the other commodities, but you know, corn and wheat are you know, they're grains that are going into China and so forth. I'm not sure about where the orange juice is going, probably to Sydney and Melbourne and Victoria, South Australia. Sad story, but true. Right, okay, that's that. Cheers.